Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Canucks with Guitars, right here live on the YouTubes. Or if you're watching on replay, live to tape. Throwback. Live. We're live to tape, folks. Or live to chip. Yes, live to chip. So I'm Ben. This is Terry. If you're tuning in for the first time, please give us a like and a subscribe if you don't mind. If you're retuning,
if you're
coming back,
because
coming
you're
back, say hello in the chat, give us a thumbs ups, and hopefully tonight will be half as much fun as last night. Wow, that was amazing. Terry and I were talking about that off air, buddy. Last night that was a hang. That was a hang.
It's definitely been a long time since I've seen that type of a hang from any YouTuber in quite some time.
Few months, at least. So, I had a blast. I hope if you didn't get to catch it live, watch it on replay. If not, definitely check it out, folks. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going to get into roll call here. All right. Apparently, reporting in from Coburg, Chris from Coburg, says there's no sauerkraut left at the old No Frills. Great. Make your own? I don't know. Hey, Tink. We got Tinkerbell in the house. Tim Thomas. Again. Magic Man. Scott Bronkway. Billy Baloney. Unbelievable. Matthew Stewart's here. Let's see. More guitars. Guitar Samurai 1. Symmetry. Let's see. Now we get back in time. Oh, no. I said all. Richard Stumpf is here. Forrest is here. Dan of New Jersey, Janice Lala, BC Rich 581, Dave the Pious. Welcome back, Dave. Christopher Newman, Christopher, Sub. Milt, T. Ricky, Stephen Fraser, or Fraser. Other left, yep. Justin Cox in Utah. Thomas Santiago. Mason Douglas made it. Great to see Mason here. Martin Lemaire, Paul McNary. Aaron, a.k.a. Albus Band, host of Wang, with a pregame super chat. Appreciate very much, my friend. Terry Himes, a.k.a. Other Terry from Terry. Zach Thong, he was first in the chat. He was here right early. Who else do we have in here? Oh, Warlag is here. Gear Junkie 35. I see some people have already found the new emojis. I hope you're digging them. I thought I got 2 new ones when we hit 40, Terry. Turns out they only gave us 1 new one. So I got rid of the peace sign one, I think. Or there was one. I got rid of one emoji, which I don't think anybody ever used anyway. So I had 2 new hit singles to put in, and I only had 1 slot. So I had to take out an old hit. And yes, I saw the passing of Alexander, a.k.a. Howard. Dumble passed away today. Yes, Mr. Pedals and myself were discussing that. Magic Man tagged everybody, but he can't tag because he's driving. There we go. So, Guitar Man 45, he's got apparently... See, I don't get to see them. I see Pedal, and I think, is that King of Tone? No, that's Keep On Trucking. Because I need... That's right. I think that's some Canadian horns.
Yeah.
Sure. Hit Metalworks. Do a lot of guitar players wear 3/4 sleeve shirts? I don't know. The cool ones do.
I don't know. This just has regular sleeves unless you call this 3/4 sleeve.
Yeah, and mine were longer, but they shrunk. So I actually prefer the full sleeve. Actually, I don't like any sleeves when I play on stage. I like all freedom.
It's funny that was mentioned by
Wow,
Steve.
Warlag just used all the emojis. Just all of them.
Oh my god.
Just all of them.
What I was going to say is
long sleeves get in the way, yes. Especially baggy sleeves at all.
Yeah. That shirt reminds me of back in the early 80s.
Every tour. Well, yeah, we
the
like
Def
some people call them
Leppard.
baseball jerseys. We always called them tour shirts. And they usually had a front, a back, and then some of them even had stuff here. Like I had a Kiss one that had like Paul Stanley on one arm, Gene Simmons on the other, and it was like what tour was that? Heavens on Fire tour, I think. I didn't get to see the tour. Just bought the shirt at the record store. Hey, Half Ace or Hellface. I see that capitalized, so it's Hellface. Supposed to half ace.
Yeah, so like I was saying, what that shirt reminds me of is early 80s Def Leppard Pyromania tour shirt.
Oh, I had a Pyromania tour shirt hand me down from an older cousin that mistakenly threw it in, I think, or outgrew it. Who's to say? It shrunk. That's right, because I could wear it when I was like 8, and it was a little big on me. So by 9, 10, it fit perfect. And then I think my sister still has it, but it was used when I got it. Like, it was one of those, Nana came for a visit. She's like, oh, I got a big box of stuff from the cousins out in Edmonton. I'm like, oh, great, because they're all like 10 years older than me. It'll be the 70s all over again for Ben. And I'm like, it's like, ugh.
Oh, great. Yeah. More
because it's all the crap they didn't want. Yeah. Ooh, polyester pants. Yay. Never wear those. Blah, blah. All of a sudden, Def Leppard Pyromania tour shirt. Yes. I think I also got a Philadelphia Flyers hockey jersey, too. I was like, all right, I'll wear it.
Oh, yes. Billy Baloney. Yeah, you're right, too, Billy. I remember that, too. That was a big one, too, back then. The Aussie
We got 46 people in here. I was hoping we'll wait for a few more people to come in before we talk about the new Pedals Day. Yep.
Pedals?
No, I did not get the snowblower running melt. More on that. So, for those who saw the video, we got a lot of snow. Excuse me. Hey, Eli Jr. We didn't have members only jackets. We had Backstage Pass in the mall. Do you remember Backstage Pass, Terry?
Vaguely.
That's Backstage Pass stuff.
I think actually, I think that was actually probably one of the last.
Made you look like a sleazy road manager.
Yeah.
So a lot of snow overnight. I knew something was up, Terry, because I woke up at about 5 to 6 for whatever reason, and I couldn't get back to sleep because it was too quiet. Because all of a sudden I'm like now, I don't hear the highway. I don't hear trucks flying by constantly. What's up, Lawrence? And Craig T. Tomlinson and Jeff K. I think they carpooled.
Maybe.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's odd. And then I end up sleeping in because I thought it was still light out or early because it was still dark out. But it turns out the snow had covered my windows because I'm subterranean. And I went, oh dear Lord. Actually, when I noticed there was a band. There was a band, maybe 2 inches across top of the window. I'm like, oh, that's impressive. Wow. So then I made the video there, and I'm like, oh, so I ended up in 3 or 4 installments. I was able to shovel out around the van about 2.5 feet all the way around, leaving strategically placed snow drifts around, to block any further snow. Surf B. And then all of a sudden, I thought I heard the plow go down the road, Terry, and then quickly make a U-E, and then the plow went back the other way. And I went, well, that was odd, because he should go down another half a kilometer, third of a mile, to the other folks. But it turns out I went outside to next installment of shoveling, and somebody plowed the driveway in 2 fell swoops. And I went, huh. All right. So I contacted Scott, Amanda's boyfriend, because, he's got friends that drive trucks that have blades. And I figured he called a buddy because he's got a guy that does his driveway. Because for those who don't know, he works out of town. So he can't do the driveway during the week. Cushman knows, I'm sure. So I texted Scott because guess what, Terry? He didn't make it to Ottawa this morning.
Wow.
Imagine that, right? So, all right, see you, Richard. Have a good night, my friend. Yeah, so I'm like, Scott, you sent a buddy over? And he's like, no. I'm like, I have no idea who plowed the driveway. All I could think of as a good Samaritan was either driving down the road and did it, or somebody locally that watches, the videos. Because, we've got a few local friends that watch. They go, oh, Ben's hooped. Come on over. Oh, apparently it was unbelievable. He drove on up from Arizona in his plow truck. So, yeah, that was crazy. And I don't know, is my internet acting up or is Terry's internet acting up? Because you're a little choppy, Terry, but I don't know if it's me or it's you. Because there's only two of them.
A little bit. You were chopping a little bit before.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've been...
We don't know, right? Because it's the two of us. Who is it? So we'll let the chat decide. Maybe it's both of us. Who knows? But we got 52 people watching now, so... all right, that says I'm fine. So
weird.
All right, so we got pedals. Mayhem, no spoilers. Mayhem was there when I got pedals, but so I see what you did there, Lawrence.
Hey, he isn't just good at making pedals.
All right, so it's on your end, Terry. Ooh, turn of events. Yeah, we were out the other day. I was going to say, Terry, because you're aware of, you pay attention, is what I'm saying. We got a few donations into the old Chatosphere last month. Call it Christmas Fund for myself. They said, get yourself, and we figured I was going to get a pedal. All right, I'll get so I figured I was going to go over to the Long and or McQuaid and, pick up something in their used section. Not when I saw the prices of their used pedals. No, that was not going to happen. Also, I should say, I haven't actually received the money yet, but I had a little bit of money in the account, and Google's next week, so all right, well, if I see something, I'll get it. So we went over to, I don't know if you have a Greenbacks in your area. It's a chain of pawn stores.
No.
I think they have one in Coburg, don't they, Chris? Greenbacks, they got a few locations.
Sounds like something like
it
would be like
they got a music section. Luckily enough, they had some amps, some guitars, overpriced, some pedals. Yeah. So we got a couple of pedals. I was able to just close last February. All right, well, there we are. Coburg used to have one. Hey, Eric. Eric Salinas. So we got that one, and we got this one. So, two pedals that are no longer being made.
No,
I'm pretty sure. People can, like Scott or Lawrence or Aaron, can correct me or wrong. Hey, Fruitcake Tony.
Hey, Tony.
So we were able to get combined, because I bought two, tax in. That was the deal. I wanted less, but we agreed tax in, which is always what I settle for. And for those folks that are in a state or a province that don't pay much in the way of the sales of the taxes, let me tell you, folks, here it's 13%. So I'm saving 13% is what I'm saying from their asking prices. So as a result, we got a compressor, because why not? We got the BBE main squeeze.
Oh, wow. That's actually a pretty popular one, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Yeah, it seems to me. So we got that. Oh, see, you start. All I had to do, Terry, is do this, and then all of a sudden he appears.
Ah!
It's a pedal.
So we got
look, it's Tom! With a nose ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's got a more impressive beard than I do. I mean, mine might be longer, but his is definitely more filled in.
And because Aaron's here, and I thought of Aaron when I bought this as well. So we're talking pedals I picked up the other day.
I know.
Right?
I heard it.
We also got a to continue in
Oh,
my
yes.
series of Ibanez pedals.
Oh wow, Ibanez Fuzz.
I remember I was in a band where me and the other guitar player, our main dirt was the SM7, the Smash Box.
I don't have the. Oh, I do. I got an SM7.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, because, well, see, the only reason, because Aaron, you know me, Fuzz. What are you gonna do, right? But with my OCD-ness, because I think there was only 7 in the series to start with, wasn't there?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I know
why
there
they all
wasn't
have
too many of them.
Delay, Smash, Buzz, Tube Screamer.
Oh wow, there's 3.
So I have the chorus flanger,
Yeah.
obviously the Fuzz, and the Smashbox.
So you've got those 3. So you're missing the digital delay, the Tube Screamer. Why do I feel like there was a phaser?
Yeah, the phaser is super ridiculous. The phaser went from $80 to $150 overnight.
Sounds
Scott
about
says
right.
he has the Tube Screamer.
Of
Aha.
course he does. So, yeah, so I was able to snag the pair of them up for $120 Canadian.
Oh, well, that's like $18 American.
Yeah, I think $90 US. So, thank you, YouTube, and fine folks here. I shouldn't say, no, not YouTube. Well, YouTube for allowing us to meet. Excuse me. Oh, wow. That just came right out in the middle of the sentence. Thank you, those who donated to allow me to pick those up. And at some point, I'll do some demos on them.
Good
Scott
idea.
says it's a phaser and a chorus as well that you're missing.
Ah,
Right.
There you go. There you go. So how's everyone doing today?
Oh, cool, BC Rich. I appreciate that. He says he upped his membership.
Nice. Ben, I hear you got bailed out by some good Samaritan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, wait. Yeah, like professional, like 2 fell swoops, and he cleared the driveway, although there's a big freaking pile of snow covering half the garage door. But you know what? It's all in front of Dad's 54 Ford. Guess what's not going out until there's no snow anyways?
I was like, which ain't going anywhere.
As long as it opens up enough and I can get the blower out once I rebuild the carburetor.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, if that's low enough, you could use that to sweep the driveway too.
You're the flanger. You're the flanger. Which I don't think I've done that chorus flanger, because it's a piece of crap. Although I want to revisit it, because what I thought was a piece of crap when I got it may not be a piece of crap anymore. And it might be a useful piece of crap to go onto the noise board.
Little did you know when you tried it the first time, you just like maxed everything out and you're like, this sounds like hell.
Oh, and by the way, yeah, Aaron's filling in for Tom tonight. We didn't mention that because he was late.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that. Yeah. As I said to Terry off air, I'm like, yeah, you got basically an open invite to jump on any show anyways. So,
Well, I figured Tom hasn't been feeling well. And I was like, well, I might actually get done with bath time with the kids early enough to be a part of this shindig. So here's I am.
Yep.
Apparently I'm freezing up now. Great.
Yeah.
Well, between the 3 of us.
I was looking in the other feed here, and I could see you when you turned. You were like stuck with this, and I'm looking at myself. I'm like, okay, it's not me this time.
Yes, Tom did delete his Facebook. Maybe that's why he's no longer feeling well. You can't do that.
Wait, he deleted what, his profile or a post?
Oh, his profile some time ago.
Deleted his profile on Facebook. So it's been hard to actually communicate with him and actually say, like, hey, how you doing as well, too, which sucks in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook for me is literally like a fucking photo dump or just to promote, band stuff. Ben knows I've always been Instagram since long before they were
guitar memes, promoting the bands I've been in, and keeping in touch with older family members, more or less. And YouTubers, members of the community that reach out and send you a friend request. You're like, sure, all right, you seem familiar. You look, mutual friends, Terry and Aaron. Oh, well, all right. Chances are they're part of the community, type thing.
Yep. So, Terry, Ben got bailed out today. I take it you were smart enough to stay the hell away from a shovel or a snowblower?
Yes, actually, when the snow hit my area, I was out with House of Twang having a coffee, and like I said to him, I said, "Screw it, all the snowfall, I'll deal with it when it's all down." Besides that, I got the jab earlier, so I'm now boosted.
Attaboy. I told
And-
Ben,
Turbo boost now.
my comment to Ben was, fuck the snowblower, just stay inside until it melts. And then he's like,
But that's not
I
enough.
gotta take Amanda somewhere. And I
Yeah,
was
no,
like, hey.
no. The worst part is, I was going to go grocery shopping today.
Oh,
Yeah,
So I'm like, so what do I have to make for dinner? We're like, well, we're having chicken fingers and fries.
you're doing it Trailer Park Boys style. Chicken
gee.
fingers and fries.
No, last week was phoning it in. Man, we had grilled cheese sandwiches 2 nights last week.
No,
I've been on a grilled cheese sandwich kick, you know? And when I get on one of those, I said to Dad, want a couple grilled cheese sandwiches for dinner? He's like, yes, because nobody turns down grilled cheese sandwiches.
I actually like grilled cheese sandwiches even better if you put a slice of tomato in there.
Hey, Joe. See,
Sometimes I add bacon.
no, the reason why I say that is because
Hey, Joe.
in the Trailer Park Boys TV series, that's pretty much what Ricky eats 24/7 is chicken fingers and fries.
Chicken fingers. Yeah, Zach knows. He lives just up the road.
I've played a Dumble, played 2 of them.
I remember I tried playing one at Carter's. The guy just laughed at me though. That was funny.
They're
He's like, no.
they're unforgiving, man. They are
Symmetry.
every little nuance. Like,
You're like me, BC Rich. Saw one. Does that count? Close enough. Yep.
I didn't palm mute fast enough, and now you hear
Was House of Twang like from the Rock? Because that's like a Newfoundlander thing. I'm just saying. You got some Newfoundlander in the old DNA? Anybody that adds a slice of bologna to anything. I'm like, where are you from? The Rock?
Did anybody have grilled bologna sandwiches growing up?
Yeah, we call them Newfie steaks.
Yep,
Fried
Newfie
bologna.
steak. Famous thing again on the Trailer Park Boys series, Bubble.
A couple of
someone
our my parents like, oh shit, we have 4 kids and it's not payday yet. What are we eating? Meals were fried bologna, and then I remember we used to have, for the kids it was called cream beef on toast. For the adults it was called shit on a shingle.
Right.
Yep.
And I loved it. I thought that stuff was amazing. I could have eaten shit on a shingle every day.
What's up, Gretch Zeppelin? Eli Jr. had a half inch of snow in Georgia. So basically that's the same thing as like the 18 inches I had.
That's crazy.
For a blackjack guitar. Janice made fried bologna the other day. Nice. Usually I'll start out as I'm going to make like just fry up a couple eggs and some toast or something, Terry. And I'm like, I want meat. And I'll just look in the bin. I don't care if it's ham, bologna, salami. I don't care. I'll fry up whatever and just throw something in the pan with it and just make it
Yeah, I think
greasier.
there's a lot of us in Canada that actually did something like that, like fried.
There we go. Joe says we call fried bologna sandwiches were hillbilly hamburgers here.
There you go. There you go. Too funny. Too funny.
Worst case out there. I'll just have mayo and bread. Yeah.
Oh God.
I'll tell you what, the first time many, many years ago when I flew out to Denver, I remember I was waiting in line at Burger King and a couple of Canadians were in line in front of me and they were looking for, was it gravy for their French fries?
Yeah.
They were asking for gravy and the person's like, what the hell are you talking about? And they're like,
hell yeah.
They're like, we don't have gravy. And then they were like, do you have mayo? And they were like, yeah. So they had mayo and French fries, and I'm sitting there just befuddled, like, dude, we use like ketchup.
Aaron, guess what I had up with my fries tonight with my chicken fingers?
Gravy.
Nope.
Mayonnaise?
Yep. Because we had chicken fingers and fries like 3 nights ago, and I had plum sauce for dipping. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to dip with mayo for both the chicken fingers and the fries.
Oh, man. Now, here's a question for you. Do you guys utilize Miracle Whip up there at all?
My dad loves Miracle Whip. I can't stand the stuff.
I never cared either. You know me, I'm a garbage
I
can. I eat
flip-flop.
everything. I eat everything. I mean, there is very few things I don't eat. I'm not that big of a seafood person.
Sandwiches are my thing, so I gotta have the helmets. I'm just saying, I gotta go with the helmets.
We're like, these guys are so white. Oh my god.
It's not true.
Yeah. Although I do use Miracle Whip when you making egg salad or tuna salad or something like that.
Yeah, definitely between mayonnaise and
Because we got both here, so I may as well.
It works. They both work for certain things better.
New York
than
City
opposite.
Pizza Flex uses ketchup and mayo mixed for fries. Best of both worlds. Sure.
Interesting. Now something I remember a buddy of mine. It was like a fucking delicacy to me. For them, it was probably like get by food. But we never had fluff, like the canned marshmallows.
Yeah.
He would do peanut butter and fluff instead of jelly. So it was like peanut butter and marshmallow. I loved it. I was in like hog heaven. I was like, make me 4 of them. Make me 4 of them.
Oh, yeah. You could get that stuff in a jar. It was like in a jam jar here.
Yeah, we never had
It
that.
was
We
almost
always
like
had,
in a mayo jar.
Exactly.
Actually.
We
Yeah.
always had, peanut butter and jelly. And then we've
We
always
never-
been...
I think we bought that a couple of times growing up.
We've always been... So, Canucks with mayo. Here's a good one for you. We were always Concord grape jelly. Never a strawberry jelly thing.
Oh, it's
That
always
wasn't
strawberry,
until
yeah.
I got older. I don't like strawberry that much. To me, a PB&J is peanut butter and grape jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the strawberry
agrees?
jelly here, and my dad likes the cheapest, where it's like 99% pectin with essence of single strawberry floating around in the no-name
Yellow
brand.
label, no name.
Yeah. You just look, and I'm like, come on, can we at least get some like half decent stuff? And he's like, fine.
Somebody put Fluffernutter. I remember they had a thing called, what was it?
Get him, Terry.
Somebody's gonna know the answer for this. It was peanut butter and jelly in the same can. It was like striped.
I remember
peanut butter
that.
jelly. My older
Briefly
brother
in
used
the
to
80s.
sit there with a spoon in the 80s and just eat that damn thing.
Oh, I can understand that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what that thing was called though. Does anybody remember what that was called?
Smuckers.
Oh, Michael
Smuckers
Krause
Jam
grape
used
jelly
to
is
make
not
peanut
trash.
butter and jelly in a jar.
Oh, Smucker's jam is the jam I get now. I'm like, at least let's
Yeah.
get Smuckers. Like, come on.
Smuckers is legit, dude. That's what I got downstairs.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I like Nutella a lot too, though.
Oh, Joe, poutine is popular. It is very popular.
I don't even know if I know what the hell poutine is.
Fries, gravy, cheese curd. Done. Magic.
I like cheese. I mean, you could melt a dog turd in cheese, and I'll eat it. You know, me and cheese.
Yeah, but cheese curds.
Yeah, like Wisconsin ones, like the big.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
everywhere.
Look at that.
Like, or in Canada, Aaron, every convenience store on the counter right next to the cash register, there's usually an ice pack with 6 bags of curd sitting there.
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
Because people will just buy a bag of curd and just eat her straight while driving.
Michael Krause says grape is the lowest of all jellies. Well, if grape could defend itself, I'm sure it would tell you that you are wrong, sir. I love grape jelly.
Chris from Coburn is correct. Montreal and the province of Quebec is famous for being, first of all, the creator
Joe?
of poutine to begin with. And
I was
then
going to say to Joe,
Schneider's
because
Red Hot Hot
he
Dogs.
can't get, obviously, poutine locally. So it sounds great. What's not to like? Yeah, if you can't get cheese curd where you are, because I know not every area has cheese curd available, cheap out, use some shredded cheese. You know, you can cheap out that
Yeah.
way, because some crappy restaurants still do that around here. It's sacrilege, but they still do it. Like McDonald's poutine. It's like
That's
fucking mozzarella cheese. And
So your
As-
guys' McDonald's actually has poutine?
not McDonald's, but Burger King does, and I think Wendy's does.
no, actually, I think
Crazy.
McDonald's did for a while.
Maybe
poutine.
McDonald's does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they did.
yeah,
Awesome. It's crazy, but it's awesome.
yeah. A poutine made with like a shredded
That I
cheese
don't
instead
know,
of a
Warlag.
cheese curd. That's an American poutine.
Warlag asked Pizza on the Cape. I'm not sure because Dad was Cape Bretoner. Both of his parents were Newfoundlanders, so he's like only generation Cape Bretoner. Hey, Pete. Yes, we had mentioned that earlier. Pete, Was it you that plowed my driveway? See, I mentioned people local that watch, Terry. Maybe Pete plowed my driveway. I don't know. Somebody plowed my driveway. I messaged cousin Doug about it. I'm like, hey, somebody plowed my driveway. And I went, dude, your wife is real.
No.
And he also just said that he read Howard Dumble at
I'll eat some cottage cheese on occasion.
It was confirmed, yes.
Oddly enough, cottage cheese is a little similar to a cheese curd.
I love cottage cheese. Salt, pepper,
cheese curd is halfway between cottage cheese and actual cheese.
Yeah.
You give me the container, I'll put the salt and pepper in the container and eat it with a spoon.
I don't think it would work very well in the way of a poutine. But you never know if you found the right cottage
Chris
cheese.
is very excited about cottage cheese, apparently. Okay, apparently it wasn't Pete. All right. The mystery continues. Well, I was hoping somebody would fess up to it on the Book of Faces, because I put a post out there. I'm like, I don't know, to the random Good Samaritan. So I don't know who did it.
Does any of your neighbors beside you have, like, snow plows?
They were snowblowing. Them I talk to. Those people I don't talk to. Because there's a field between us. So it's not like you're just hanging out at the property line shooting the breeze. Brian, I know. He's cool.
Eric, cottage cheese is used in a few desserts, yes.
Yeah, I've seen it with peaches on top of it.
Yeah, peaches and cottage cheese. Mm.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that done.
Well, there we are. What were all the topics for tonight? Did I cover all the topics thus far? There's the new pedals.
The pedals.
Snow.
Live
Q&A. Right. Yeah, that was the three things. So hey, Crowbar. What's up, Crowbar? Pears. I can see that.
Hey, Crowbar.
Ooh, I haven't ate a pear in a long time. Pears used to be so good when I was little.
I used to eat a lot of pears as a kid.
Yeah, my uncle had a pear farm. We used to pick them off the trees and eat them. It was awesome.
That was like us with apples. My grandfather had 5 apple trees, so we had a crate of Macintosh apples dropped off every fall. And they're great for apple pie. Not so great to eat just on their own. They're a little bitter at times.
We also did briefly talk about last night's show, which was awesome.
Michael Krause, yes, you can ask a guitar-related question. Sorry to jump in there, Terry.
Of course. We encourage it.
Yeah. You know, it's an everything show. This is a variety show. It's a variety of everything.
Canucks with the munchies.
It's the spice of life, brother.
It is. Pineapple on pizza. Hell no. Unbelievable says. I'll have to say hell yes, because I love Hawaiian pizza.
Anchovies? Oh, no.
No, not anchovies.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I also like that
Ricky
one.
Compton.
Yeah, I also like the one combination that the one person had made the suggestion. One of the chef people actually said they like a Hawaiian style pizza. So, except what they do is they actually change the ham out for bacon. So it's
or it should have both
bacon and then jalapenos.
I can see that.
Sweet and spicy. I get it.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, Lawrence keeps mentioning the mustard with the pizza. I gotta try that too. What's up, Pops?
If it isn't the full moon himself, what's up, brother?
Oh God.
That ain't that the truth.
It's another drive-by mooning. No.
Hi, baby.
I muddy waters. I can't do the maple syrup. Just can't
Nora just ducked her head in the door like, what the hell is going on in there?
Oh, Dad's just hanging out with his nerd friends online, of course.
Hey, Ricky.
Actually, it probably just figures we're FaceTiming anyways.
Yeah. She would probably think
what was it? Domino's does a cheeseburger or hamburger pizza. That's what they do. Is they do stripes of ketchup and mustard on it.
Weird. There's a dirt cheap pizza place here called Cici's, CICI, and it's like I know it's rot gut, but the best pizza they have is macaroni and cheese pizza.
Oh, damn.
It's literally like macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, see, you guys got all the pizza variants in the Chicago area. Like we have all the poutine variants.
Well,
because that's the thing. You have your fries, your gravy, and your curd. Well, that's just your base. How about we just throw some pulled pork on there? Yes, please.
That would be rad.
Oh,
House of
Smoked
Twang
poutine,
brings
pulled
up a
pork
good one.
poutine after a gig in Toronto, Terry, because we got that 2-hour drive home, and you're starved, and it's 2:30 in the morning. And I'm just, I've got like 2 pounds of poutine, because you're never gonna finish it. So by the time you stop at the en route in Port Hope halfway home, you're just like, oh my god, I'm just gonna toss this because I'm dying.
Did
House of
Michael
Twang-
Krause ever ask a guitar-related question?
There we go. Ever heard of a lap steel called a Shawnee or a Shoney? I'm trading a cheap Strat copy for an 8-string lap steel. It's a big honky chunk of metal. Maybe they were a kit. It's got shalers too. Yep. Oh yes. Shoney. I think Shoney was the name. It was like a Showbro, which was kind of yeah. It rings a bell, which is enough to if you're trading a cheap Strat copy, go for it. Because you can find cheap Strat copies every day of the week. What you can't find every day of the week is an 8-string lap steel. You're going to tune that to E7th? No.
Ricky Compton, hello.
E5th? No.
Take care.
All right, Lawrence has to go build pedals. Or get the kids something to eat, I suppose.
Crow Bear says,
bye, handsome.
Shuhi? Or Show-he-I?
Oh, excuse me.
I have to say in
C7.
regards to me.
That could be it, yeah. I knew it was something like that, Martin. Thanks.
I know I can say myself in regards to lap steel, I only think of
You paid $25 for the cheap Strat.
Yeah.
If it works, even if it doesn't, it's cool. It's a cool $25 wall hanger.
Yeah.
But he got the lap steel for free. Doesn't matter. He got it for free. Doesn't matter. You're into it for $25.
Like I was gonna say,
Showbreads are the expensive ones. Yes, Billy.
I only think of Fender, but in that segue ties into in the next town over, there used to be a very famous lap steel string builder named Eddie Faluca.
Eddie Faluca.
Who made awesome actual lap steels and whatnot.
He made lap steels for guys like Al Briscoe.
Yeah. I actually got to see the inside of his shop once when I was in the features program. So I went over there because I wanted to know about guitar building. So he didn't exactly have what I wanted in regards to guitar building, but it was still cool to go over there and see his shop and his winder and everything else.
There was a question about Dumble amps. The one that I played, I know it was a power section and everything from an old Ampeg SVT, but then the entire preamp section, because the SVTs are like preamp at the top, power amp on the bottom of the chassis, and the entire top is his power amps. He'll use whatever and kind of modify it from that, but his preamps, he literally finagles them to how the player plays and what style of music they're going to play and how touch responsive does it need to be, how quick does it need to overdrive, how much compression, how much bottom end is going to be in the preamp. But I mean, are they worth what people pay for them? No. Are they good amps? Yes. It's like anything else. Anything's worth whatever somebody's going to pay for it.
Nice to give Chris from Coburg a flashback about the
I was thinking that too. Because we used to have futures program people work at a restaurant, from time to time. So, Al Briscoe, who is probably the top steel player in Canada, he lives just up the road. Richie and I went over there, and my dad knew him and stuff, and he was well known as a steel player in the 50s. Like, he's one of the OG guys type thing, and he was taking trips down to Nashville since day. He was a session guy in Nashville, I think, by the end of the 50s. And they oh yeah, there's that guy up in Canada. He's good. Bring him on down. All right, put him on a plane. One of those things. He had some amazing stuff there because he has a retail by appointment only, and he showed me some line of amps that Vince Gill was involved with and stuff. And this is like 10 years ago. And I'm like, I've never heard of these. He's like, you won't, because they're only popular for steel players. And Vince Gill developed it basically for his steel player. I'm like, what? okay, because he had an idea of what he wanted to hear, but they sounded amazing. And I
John
wanted
Shane is saying to get a Fuchs. Those are awesome amps.
Yep.
Amplified Nation makes incredible Dumble clones. But no, the original ones were really fucking good, but they're difficult to play. Like I said, like they show all your blemishes. Like you think that you cut a note off in time, not when you hear that artifact hanging over the top of what you're playing next. And then I also saw, Scott said anyone who goops is just hiding something. Well, Klon was gooped, was it not? And I'm pretty sure what he was hiding was a pretty revolutionary circuit. Just says him.
Yep.
Hey, Eddie.
What's up, Eddie?
Master of the frozen hockey jersey.
I like that from Unbelievable. Man, I'll have LPD build me an amp, 50 watts. You could. Why not? He was an amp builder before he was a pedal builder.
The question is how long before you'll get that amp, though?
Why wouldn't take him that long?
Yeah, but I mean, with how much he's back delayed in pedals and everything else, by the time he busted out pedals,
a month.
A Klon is not a modified rat.
What?
No. Lawrence, chime in here, please.
Lawrence left.
No, he just wrote up there a second ago. I'm sure he's still listening.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's there.
There's the thumbs up.
That's probably the one thing I noticed since I've moved between solid state and tube.
I mean, I guess I get it. You're clipping the op amp with diodes, hard clipping it. I mean, it makes sense. It is a hard clipper, but I don't think of it that way. Especially when I look at the tone control on a Klon versus the filter knob on a rat. But I guess he said modified, so I guess in some ways I could see how he would say that.
So like I was going to say, to me, I feel with solid state, you can get away with little boo-boos here and there. And I think with tube really emphasizes if you really muck up something when you're playing.
There's no hiding between a big, loud, clean amp. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Milkman, Tim Marcus, the designer for that builds all those. He's a pedal steel player. So like when people say like his amps are big and clean, that's exactly why.
Right. Gotta be.
Yep.
I can agree. I've actually played one.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Talk about pushing air. I dig it.
David Lindy.
Another one pushing air. There we go. So Magic Man reporting in on that 2-rock that he picked up. Got it. Loves it.
Nice.
Super
Which one did he pick up?
but awesome. He's got the Cascade, I believe. I think that's what it was called.
I agree with Lawrence there.
He's
makes
got,
sense.
He's got the 2-rock Crystal 50-watt version, which they don't even make the Crystal amp anymore.
I don't know circuits to the point. I'm not getting into this pedal debate.
Lawrence.
Aaron! You're here, and Lawrence has to leave, but I can still feedback Lawrence later. Remember last week, you were supposed to FaceTime me to tell me Lawrence was talking about this new mystery double pedal that
He was talking about parallel.
Yeah, versus AB together.
And A into B,
parallel.
B into A, or A parallel to B.
Yeah.
So
all right, explain it.
Okay, we'll do it easy. A boost, a drive. If you boost the drive, you know what happens versus putting the boost after the drive, right? So that's your A into B or your B into A. When you run them parallel, this doesn't affect this, nor does this affect this. So you're getting both of the characteristics, kind of like in the 80s when they used to run everything into a parallel mixer. Now, they were doing it because of the racks and the line levels and shit. But it's the same concept. You're getting both effects without them.
Right.
Think of it as if you tracked a song and you tracked the left with the drive and then the right with just the boost. Then you mixed it together and listened to that sound. That's what you would be doing.
Right. Because it'd be like my Modern Classic. It does both at the same time. Or Sparkle Drive, for those who don't have a Modern Classic. same technology. So it's like a virtual stereo as opposed to an actual stereo signal, in a way, because you have that dual clean and dirty together.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, the big thing is that it's not affecting the other thing.
That's what Twang just said here. He said parallel lets effects not step on each other.
Right.
Oh, unfucking believable is looking to have a chorus that's parallel.
So, all right, here, and let's because Lawrence might be lurking, in which even if he did leave. So he did tease this possible new dual overdrive, and nothing that he's currently got out on the public. So it's 2 new circuits. What do you think? What do you think he's doing?
Ooh, wow!
Because he said there are 2 new circuits. Because I thought he was talking like a Dutch Deluxe, because that would be amazing. But he's like, no, it's not. So, what are the circuits?
God, he could go a million different ways. You could go the Carolina Reaper route and have a fuzz and an overdrive,
or a fuzz
do
overdrive,
something like that.
But I'm wondering what he would model those circuits off of.
With Lawrence, it could be anything. You could take something super obscure like an Ibanez 60s fuzz from the Sound Tank era, which is an amazing fuzz. I want somebody to redo it, not in a fucking plastic chassis and upgrade it, but I love that fuzz pedal. Little black one with the plastic, and it's got the green label. It says 60s fuzz. Unbelievable pedal. Just built like dog shit.
So John thinks he might be doing his take on a King of Tone. Well, what's a King of Tone based off? Is it based off of anything, or is it its own thing?
Yeah, it's two modified Blues Breakers.
Okay. Well, Lawrence doesn't do any Blues Breaker stuff, does he?
No. Though that's why I said in the chat, now I remember, I had said it would be awesome to have a Blues Breaker and a Blues Driver. And then somebody had mentioned the Poutine, but that's an ODR and a Blues Driver.
Gotcha.
I'm not big on the...
And apparently Unbelievable saying not a fuzz, not a K-type, not a King of Tone. So he might know something, so he can just... He can say no, but he can't say yes.
He always does know something. I'm not shocked
by
any of this.
He knows stuff.
Yeah, no, like I said, see, I love the Blues Driver circuit. I love it. It cleans up. Like Andy Timmons' Clean Tone is a Blues Driver rolled back.
I got to sit down with a Blues Driver for like hours on end, because I grabbed a Wazacraft one day and tried it, and the non-Waza didn't do it for me, and then I Waza'd it up, and it did even less for me.
Yeah, no, I love Blues Driver.
I'm playing it into a Marshall, too.
Scott Brockway suggests the Duelist is a Blues Breaker and Tube Screamer, so that would be maybe something Lawrence is looking to do.
I don't see Lawrence doing the Tube Screamer. There's so many TSs out. Like, I mean, granted, there's so many everything out there.
Well, unless and it is a little different if you're using that as a one of 2 circuits to play with each other. Then I get it, but not as a standalone pedal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think.
All right, Eric asked best Blues Driver clone.
Best Blues Driver clone? Well, the only one that, I mean, the Fat Mod by Keeley is unbelievable. I mean, that's where everyone started. That's where the modding of Blues Drivers began. And then he eventually stopped modding Boss Blues Drivers and put out all the mods in the Fat Mod.
There we go. We'll go with what Warleg said. He says, seeing the fart pedal on reverb, I was roaring. So maybe that's what Lawrence is doing. It's a dual fart pedal.
I don't foresee it.
Unbelievable said the fart Miku combo.
Oh God!
I tell you what, when somebody decides to do that. Oh, hold on. I got to confirm that I'm signing on because my computer crashed. 1 second. Yes, right. This is me. It's me. Thank you.
1 cheek or 2. Oh, we temporarily lost Aaron. The more Blues Mood is a Blues Driver clone. Excellent pedal. Okay. I figured there had to be some on the Jungle website, Terry, and I'm like, yeah. I don't know, because I don't know. They're not
Yeah,
that
I
circuit's
mean-
not much on my rate. I found a fuzz pedal here the other day that I should. I don't think I've done a demo on, which tells me it probably sounds bad. So
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't even remember what pedals I've sent you. So I wonder if it's the one pedal I sent you.
No, it's another one that Paul Leonard Ewing had given me last year.
Yeah,
He's back.
my computer crashed, so then I need to get a new desktop computer.
Oh,
So when
yeah.
Oh,
I don't think I've demoed this
The
one.
Rowan Frenzy. Yeah, I've seen that around.
Micro pedal.
Yep.
This computer is so old and slow that it keeps popping up saying low disk space, and I'm like, well, tough shit. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to buy a new computer.
Yeah.
So it boots me all the way out, and then when I go back in, it signs me out of Google. So then when I go to sign in, it pops up on my phone and is like, confirm it's you, and I'm like, yes, it's me. So that's why I got booted out of this whole thing.
So we shall see if this thing makes some adequate noise.
What's that?
It'll go on the noise board because it's so small that it saves real estate for more crap on said noise board. So we'll see. Oh, we're getting to almost the top of the hour, so I want to shout out the patrons whilst I think of it. You can become a patron at the following link, and there's a link to it down in the description as well. And you get a shout out every week as well as exclusive content. Well, unless you're a channel member as well, aka a double dipper, which are the really cool kids. They do both. In no particular order this week, we are going with Grumpy Mike Guitar, Blackjack Guitar, Bent Tom, Fruitcake Tony, JP Page 2, John ZD351, Charles 75N, unfucking believable. Knucklehead 0, Keith H, Joe C, Mickey Settlemeyer, Paul McNary, Symmetry, Guitar Man 45, Mohogany, Randy Crux, Other Left, Absolute Mayhem, Brad Guitar Miller, Charles Green, last night's guest, Cousin Todd Flowers, and Craig T. Tomlinson. Thank you, one. Thank you all for your continued support. Went to the plumbing bill this month. Yep.
Awesome.
Plumbing still works a week later, though. So.
Yeah, I was going to say the only thing I know of in like a blues style pedal is that Bad Monkey pedal.
Bad Monkey.
Yeah, it's the old Digitech.
Yeah, the
Right.
Digitech Bad Monkey pedal. That's the only
Wait a
thing I
minute.
know of as a...
You
I
probably
have
I was
had
going to
one.
say...
Isn't my
green.
Digitech Screamin' Blues a Blues Driver clone?
That is a Blues Driver's
Yeah.
clone, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I like that,
Yeah. So if you like that, then you should like a Blues Driver.
but I didn't.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Nah, yeah. I'd like the Fat Mod is definitely my
It's not
favorite.
Boss's fault. Well, it is, but it's not.
Yeah, the Fat Mod is my favorite of the Blues Drivers.
Yeah,
And then,
that thing, I used that One Day to Live. That was my clean tone.
yeah, you roll back the volume on that son of a bitch. It's
I didn't.
beautiful. Oh,
I didn't.
well. That's
No,
a
no.
hell of a clean
Yeah,
tone.
but compared to a MXR full bore metal,
Well, yeah, that's clean, I guess.
everything by any other a triple wreck is a clean tone. Anyone
Now-
tried the Keeley compressor?
Yes, I have had them several times. I just don't like compressors. It's probably my favorite of the one. Well, the Origin one's really good too.
That thing's just fucking dirty.
Yep, the 4-knob.
Which they make a mini of now, which is apparently equally good. Wow, there's a lot of hair in this piece.
Hey,
of
Absolute Mayhem, and yes, we were saying off air and a little bit on here how last night's show of Charles Green was awesome.
Oh, that was a great hang. Yes.
Unfucking believable. Bought an Amp Tweaker Type Metal Pro. Anything by James Brown is good. I mean, and I like his Amp Tweaker pedals are cool because they've got like the dual function on the foot switches on a lot of them anyhow.
I may get rid of this. I don't use this very much, and I've got other compressors.
Michael Kraus said the Bad Monkey's a tube screamer. It might be. It is green. I can't
And I can
tell
always
you
get Lawrence to make a compressor.
can't tell you
for
the
me.
last time I used a Bad Monkey.
Oh, Pete, that was in the chat here earlier. I used his. I think he had a Bad Monkey. I
Yeah,
played
the
through his
reason
rig.
why I say that
What?
it's the only thing that reminds me of a blues driver is because it's been known because of its varying effects in it that it can be tube screamer and blues driver, that it has the ability to be a little bit of both, if I remember correctly.
That would be quite the feat. But I mean, the last time I remember anyone using it was Phil X using it into a cranked Marshall, so
Yeah.
God knows that was like fucking 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah,
no, blues breakers. There's a lot of good blues breakers out there. Like I like the Snouse Black Box is incredible. I think the frickin' JHS Morning Glory is pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's one pedal I remember hearing a lot about.
Oh, it's an excellent pedal.
Now Chris is getting into complete tone sniffer territory. A tape echo?
Tape echo. Oh my god.
You talking like an actual unit, like an RE201, or are you talking like a pedal that emulates a tape echo?
Yeah, I get a pedal that emulates.
I agree with Scott. I actually like an SD1 better than a tube screamer. I don't like tube screamers just because it always sounds like my fucking clean tone is sitting on top of everything. I like it.
That's why you get a Modern Classic or a Sparkle Drive if you want that. Which
I don't.
That with a Telecaster is magic.
I don't want that. Mino wants that.
No, it does not work for Elvis Band at all. But yeah, backing a female singer, magic. That Sparkle Drive with my Telly. Ooh.
Governor clone.
Like,
isn't JHS's Angry Charlie a governor?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. That's the only thing.
Pretty sure the Angry Charlie is the governor.
I got an SD1 back there. Somewhere.
Somebody's done the governor. Somebody's done the Shredmaster. Obviously, people have done the Blues Breaker. I mean, it's all pretty much been done. It's just what little twist and flavor are you going to put on it, whether that's
add bass, take away bass, add mids, take away mids, add treble, take away treble.
Making a tone control that actually functions throughout the entire sweep rather than just in the middle section. There's a million. There's a reason why a million different things.
Charles likes the TC Electronics Gauze Tape Echo.
That thing's all right. I mean, the only thing that annoyed me about that is they have one of the knobs is labeled something that it definitely is not. I'm trying to think which one it was. It'd be like saying repeats is wow and flutter, and it's like that's not right. that's the only thing.
Aaron, about it. Since we haven't talked since last week, did you enjoy Friday's video of me not relicing a guitar that?
Oh yeah, I mean,
I thought you would. That video was right up your alley.
Oh yeah, I dude. Most of your videos, I laugh and I debate whether do I leave a comment to help the algorithm, knowing that I'm just going to call him or FaceTime him anyways, so I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
But then I had the kid. I picked the kids up Friday, so I've had them Friday until tomorrow morning. So
I've got a few videos coming out this week. We're gonna go extra. There was an extra video out today, and I think I've already got 2 shot for this week, and I might even get a third out this week. And I'm just looking. We've got a soda pop tasting that somehow takes 6.5 minutes. So that's lots of rambling.
Would you forget where the bottle opener was?
No, I used the bottle opener and then found out it was a twist top.
Oh, that's 2 minutes right there.
Oh, yeah. So,
isn't that like the most embarrassing thing?
And then
why won't this beer open? And then
an unboxing that's 6.5 minutes for one item, and I don't even use the item or anything. It's still 6.5 minutes. Lots of rambling, which I know you love that stuff.
Oh, yeah. I had this inexplicable inability to say what I wanted to say the other day at work. So it's like I'd be looking at something, but multitasking. So whatever I was looking at was what I would say. And it totally fucked things up. I asked somebody if I could borrow their pen, but I was looking at a box of shoes. So I said, "Can I borrow your shoes?" And they looked at me like I was crazy. And then I was like, "Fucking pen. Give me the pen."
Oh, yeah, I still got to shoot that EQ demo for Unbelievable. That's like when Paul gave me those pedals. He's like, here's 3 or 4 noise gates. Yeah, those will make for fun demos, Aaron. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody loves a noise gate.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till I do I'm going to try to stretch out an 8-minute demo on a Phase 90.
So wait, he wants to know how to use an EQ pedal as a boost? You put it before everything, or before whatever it is you want to boost.
Or if you're using it as a lead boost, you put it after.
I was going to say, or if you're using it as a lead boost, put it after. And then you pick what frequencies you want to boost. If you don't want to boost any of them, leave it flat and just boost the volume. I'll tell you what, one of one of the best damn things you can get is an EQ pedal. And if you get somebody to mod a GE7, because they're noisy sons of bitches. So if you get a GE7 and you have somebody replace a couple of parts so the noise floor isn't so bad.
I'm going to say Mayhem 18.3.
How many? Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, you're going to hear when I do this fuzz, because there's a thing right here. It's labeled damage. There it is. And it goes 0, 10%, or 100%. So clearly 100% is all the damage. So we're just going to give it all the damage, and see what happens. Still haven't plugged it in yet.
God.
Although I didn't realize it's got the old trunk release on these. This is the third one I've owned, and it's the first one I noticed. They go, bing.
Oh yeah.
That's slick.
That pedal was ahead of its time in a couple
and then
of regards.
Like the
knobs, being able to put those down was genius. The only problem is the springs in those knobs was kind of shit. So like, if you were the kind of person that tweaked them a bunch, one of the times you'd go to push it down and it wouldn't come back up. And you're like, son of a bitch.
Up and down.
I am stuck. Yeah. Or it'd be like, halfway out and you're like, damn it. So, but no, they had the right idea. I mean, a lot of people have done guard type things like that. Like they've had them on amps before.
Yeah. Here, put a roll cage around your knobs. No.
Yeah, I remember. I'm trying to think. I remember an interview. Speaking of James Brown and Amp Tweaker, there was might have been the VTM by PV back in the day, which was like their take on the modded Marshalls that were happening at the time. And they had like a knob cover that went over it, like a plate, so that you could show up at a gig and people would be like, oh my God, that sounds so amazing, like a modded Marshall. What's his settings? And you'd be like, you can't tell. It's a secret. And then everybody lost those fucking covers. So it's like you can buy one now and nobody has the cover for it.
No.
Oh, the MXR 10 band is quiet, yes. The GE7 is not dead quiet. If you get it modded, it's dead quiet, but out of the box, it's not dead quiet.
I don't care about quiet.
No, you don't.
Make enough racket, it covers up the quiet. Or lack of quiet.
Off topic, but equally as cool to talk about. My bro and yours, JJ's House of Jams, FaceTimed me from the studio on Wednesday.
Oh?
Yeah.
I haven't watched the studio video yet. I've been kind of crazy here.
Yeah, like, he walked me around. We talked for a while, and then he walked me around, and we were going over some stuff. And because we still are going to try to, at some point, fly Elvis. We're going to fly out there and have just a weekend where we would normally, I'd have brought the band out to hang.
Do a flying date.
Yep, we'll play a show with them. So say we fly in on a Friday, play with them on Saturday, fly back on a Sunday.
Let's be honest, Aaron. A bucket list item pretty cool is a fly-in date.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've done one before. I've done it before. But never with the ability to then hang out with JJ afterwards.
Well.
Night, Janice.
Night,
See you, Janice.
But, yeah, so he was walking me around the studio and everything, and I got to hear some of the playback. Man, it sounds good.
Yeah, it's a whole new thing. They got, they're a 5-piece now.
Yep, 2 guitars, bass, drums.
Which is weird because the stuff I had heard before, I was trying to figure out how I could weasel my way into that band, and I couldn't figure out a way because sonically, everybody's so big.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded huge. Like, I think the plan, if I recall how he told it anyways, is they're going in and basically demoing 4 songs now. Then they're going to end up going and demoing another 4. And then they'll go in and re-record everything and put out. I don't know if they're putting out all 8 at that point or if it's the best of these 4 and the best of these 4 and put together, say, 5. I don't know how that's going to work. But I think the plan is to basically go in and write and record a couple of different times.
Nice. Oh, and speaking of Liberty, Vive la Liberté! Finally. Supposed to get it back Labor Day weekend. Finally got it back.
Oh my God. I thought for sure that thing was gone for good.
Even got the power supply with it.
I thought for sure that you were wishing in one hand and shitting in the other, and figuring out which filled up first.
So it finally made its return on Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, finally. I'm not going to say who finally dropped it off. I don't know who, but yeah, got that back. So.
Oh, Scott's talking about the metal sound tanks. No, there were plastic ones that happened before they did the metal ones that the buttons collapse. Actually, I can show you it. I have one right here.
No, unbelievable. No.
Pretty soon you're going to have to repeat that famous line from Clerks or the other movie there. Say that to Absolute Mayhem. Put that money in my hand, little man.
Charles.
Could I borrow that for a couple of days? I promise that I'll get it right back to you.
Sure, Charles. You swing on by here. You got to come and pick it up. John asked, does it work? I haven't actually plugged it in. But I was debating. I was debating when I rebuild the big board, do I finally become that guy and incorporate something like a stomp into my pedal board? I don't know.
Oh,
I remember
God.
those things.
These.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, so that's the one you're talking about, though.
Yeah, this thing's incredible. I got this when I was 11 years old, so I got this in 1993. This was the first pedal that I ever owned. And then as I got older, I obviously had sold it, broke it. This is probably the third one I've had. You can get these for like $20-25 now. There's a super lead, there's a chorus, there's a tube screamer, a digital delay, the 60s fuzz. There's like a bunch of these, but this 60s fuzz sounds fantastic. It's one of those things that, like, God, most records ends. I mean, I have a million fucking pedals. Like JJ, when he was walking around the studio and he was like, "Let me see your pedals." I went in the other room and he's like, "Jesus," and I'm like, the closet's full too.
There's a bunch of characters in the chat tonight, is all I'm saying. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah, sure, yep.
Oh,
Mayhem asks, you got a gig coming up?
I do, Friday. Oh shit! What did I just do? Oh, I turned off the old old light. I was like, what did I just do? I turned off the light. Let there be light.
Just a head there. Just a head in the dark.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I was like, let there be light. Apparently, I did not know that. There were the 5 series. There's 6 of them that were metal before the plastic ones. I'm not old enough to have gotten to play those. That's sad. Now I need to find these.
I do remember, now you mentioned how good that was. I do remember that's what a lot of reviewers said, that was the only downfall of those effects pedals.
Yep.
Was the plastic housing, but the actual effects themselves were amazing.
Oh yeah, dude, the digital delay is still, like, people use that fucking digital delay on records. I see it on boards all the time when people have switchers, because then they can leave it on and they don't have to worry about stepping on the thing. But yeah, I've had every single one of those. The only one there was 2 of them that were pretty terrible. There was like a punk labeled one. I can't remember what it was called, like Smash Rocks or something like that. It might have been Smashbox now that I think about it, but it wasn't good. And then there was an auto wah that was
yeah.
Magic Man asks, how do people power giant pedal boards, multiple power supplies? Yes.
Correct.
I run 2 power supplies on my big board, which each have, like, I don't know, 8, 10 outputs, isolated outputs on them.
I have 2, the brand new Fender, that's not a word, Fender Engine Room 12s. They're built by Strymon. 500 milliamps per outlet, 12 outlets per bank. They're unbelievable. I've got 2 of those, and they have the pass-through link, so you can just plug in one IEC, the other one's linked to the other one, because I have like 17 or 18 pedals on my big board. And then I have a Walrus Atos on my small board and a Walrus Phoenix on another board.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I notice is, like, having like 8 outputs on the power supply that I've got now on this board. It's like now I'm getting to that point where it's like, if I
Order a
get any
second
more
power
pedals,
supply.
I'm going to have to find a second one, a second power supply, or get one with a larger amount, like you said, that has like 12 of them.
The Fender ones are fantastic. The chalks are fantastic. Basically,
I just bought mine off the Jungle website, and it works fine. It was like $40.
yeah, you're also not running a bunch of like digital high current pedals, so you're
No,
not in.
I try to keep it analog. So
I was like, you gotta remember, like I have a Ventress, I have what the hell was the other one? The Nemesis. I have a Ventress, a Nemesis. I have a KMA Audio Horizont, like big face computer. I have a Native Audio Ghost Ridge. Like, I mean, they all have analog drive-through, but they're not actually the two source audios do not. They didn't go analog drive-through until they got to the Collider, but they're high current pedals. I think they're 350 is one of them and 300 the other one.
and one spot as well,
4.
Eric. I got a 1500 milliamp one spot. That's what powers my Lawrence board. I just use one spot for that.
They've got one spot, which is True Tone. They actually make like the CS7 is a good power supply. Chalks is good. The CS7's good. The Strymon stuff's good. The Fender stuff's good because it is fucking Strymon just with the Fender logo on it.
Voodoo Labs, Radio.
Some of the Voodoo Lab stuff is good. Their fucking pins go loose a lot though. Like at Guitar Center when I worked there, we have the demo board out there, And by the end of that, I had to put like little pieces of tape, blue tape with an X over the ones that didn't work, and we were down to like 3 that worked. And I'm like, Jesus, we don't even use this that often. But the newer ones are pretty good.
Yes, John. Aaron does have Star Wars on his board.
I've got everything on my board.
I tap danced it.
Well, I have a switcher now, so you don't have to tap dance.
I like tap dancing. What can I say?
I mean, I had a switcher technically back then, but I didn't have it hooked up.
Yeah.
Now I've got an ES8 though.
See, yeah, I'd add a switcher, but that takes up precious. I need a separate pedal board for the switcher because that's taking up space.
Yeah, well, you've also got one of the like compact, like all-in-one boards where like the lid just folds back and the board is there. If I was using that, I wouldn't have a switcher and all that shit either.
Yeah.
But you figure I have my big board is a Pedal Train Terra 42, which is the biggest fucking board you can get. I mean, it's 42 fucking inches this way.
Yeah.
It's almost 4. It's almost 4 feet left to right.
I want 2 of
Aaron,
those. I want one of those on either side of my mic stand. Pre-gain, post-gain. Just modulation.
What's Harry?
I was just going to say, Scott Brockway sent me links to like metal chassis sound, like what you got, except metal chassis.
Oh,
I flipped them over to you through Facebook
Did you see it?
Messenger.
Did you see a price on them at all?
No, I just flipped the links from Scott. So one's the...
Because if they have a 60s fuzz in the metal chassis...
They do.
Unbelievable. It's asking what switcher you're using. You're using the Boss switcher?
ES8, yeah.
Ibanez Sound Tank, FZ560s fuzz, 112 Canadian plus 43 shipping from Nick's Gear Depot in the Netherlands.
Holy Jesus.
Still.
Well, 112 Canadians, probably what, like 90 US?
Yeah.
85.
So that and the Power Lead Distortion.
It was on the black one. That was the pink one.
Yeah. That one.
Yep, that was good.
I'm not sure where that one is. If it's the same place, let me just look. Yeah, same place. Both in the Netherlands. So maybe
Scott says they're under 100. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll go drop 5 or 6 bills when I get off the phone.
So yeah, if you probably get them both, you could probably get them to like cut you off a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
I've been buying amps. That's been my big bugaboo recently.
I'm trying to stay away from buying ahead.
Oh man, I think I told you I managed to score an old. So I used to back in the day. I had a Vox AC-15. Then when I got divorced, I sold that. But I still had the flight case for it, and then I have the flight case for my normal hot rod. Well, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy a new Vox style amp for this flight case so I can go back to having both amps. And then I was like, do I really want one of the new Voxes? They're not bad, but I was like, there's better things out there. Then I found one of the old Laney VC30s from like the early 90s. This fucking thing still has original Ruby tubes in it.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
And it sounds so goddamn good. I plugged it in when it came in at Guitar Center, and people were like walking by and they're like, hey, what amp is that? And I was like showing them, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't played one of these since like the mid 90s. And they were like, are there any more of those? And I was like, no, like this thing's old, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds so good. And then I've been tossing back and forth on which super amp I'm picking up next. And then
my problem is I have multiple speaker cabinets with no amps to run them, and I really want to get one of those mini JCM 800s. Like, I really want one of them. They're quite affordable.
If you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want something that's cool, it's a good recording tool anyways. The what do they call them? The orange micro terrors, you know what I mean? The like one tube things. They're only like $100, but they're cool.
Yeah, I had one. I never used it
for layering. Oh, you never used it?
Yeah,
They're good for layering.
One. Yeah, but I'm not an orange guy.
No, I mean, because you run your amps a lot cleaner like I do, and you tend to use the effects.
Oranges even clean sound like oranges. They put that orange tinge on it, and I don't want the orange tinge.
If you're going to use an orange,
my tone.
If you're going to use an orange, you're using an orange for the drive. You're not using it for the clean tone, bro. That's like saying, "Oh, I got a 5150 because I love the clean." And said no one ever.
Right.
Yeah, when I had the tiny dark, that's what I loved about it was the dirt.
The dirt, exactly.
The dirt was so awesome through that 2x12.
Yeah, it sounded good. It's
like,
orangey,
oh
and
my
I'm just not an
God.
orange guy. You know, that's my thing.
Hey, you've never said how are you getting on with your rainbow machine?
It's still not on the board that's yet to be built.
I gotta send you this.
It's going on the board though.
I have to send you the settings because I wanted you to videotape you trying to figure it out so I could watch the steam come out of your ears. Because like I told you that story, like when I sold mine during the divorce, I'll never forget when I'm breaking, I came back in and I hear some guy go, "The fuck is this pedal? This thing's useless. You can't do anything with this." And then I walked over and I go, "Can I?" And I put my settings on and he's like, "What did you do? What did you do?" And I was like, "Those are my settings." And he goes, "Quick, get your phone out." And he took a picture of it and he goes, "I'll take it." And he bought it. Because it's crazy. I mean, that, especially once you start messing with the magic foot switch, because shit starts running away. And if you get past like 3 o'clock, it's going to like run away and oscillate.
Oh, yeah.
So,
oh, yeah.
You know,
well, it was funny. I took it over to Shanahan's place a few months ago. And he's like, "I know I'm not really involved with the channel at all anymore, but can I be the one that demos this?" I said, "Feel fucking free." I'm like, because for me, it's going to be 36 minutes of me and
it's going to sound
3.5 minutes of useful tones.
It's going to sound like a Star Wars fight meets unicorns.
Yeah.
Unless you know how to set it. Like I said, I have the perfect setting to where it's like, it doesn't trail too far behind the note, but it's so much more different.
Well, I
from
haven't
the
decided
note
how I want to use it too, right? Like, do I want to use it as a delay? Do I want to use it as reverb? Do I want to use it as a chorus?
Oh, it's an unbelievable chorus. Some people literally just set it as like their main chorus and leave it.
See, that's the thing. Like, that's why the problem is I got to decide where it's going on the board.
It's probably one of the best.
I'm thinking second last. Like, it'll be the last delay, first reverb type placement.
That spot, I gotcha. It's probably one of the best pedals in terms of using an expression pedal too.
Yeah.
Like if you've never messed around with expression pedals, you will never have more fun than using an expression pedal on a rainbow machine.
There we go. We got another volunteer. Send me your pedals to demo on Ben's channel.
Did you see Billy Baloney? The rainbow machine should come with some mushrooms. Mine did.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Just as long as they're not in or on it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually used it in a few months. It's been... Where is it? Oh, it's hiding.
Unfucking believable said he's got a PV Rage from 88 that'll give me a deal on. I'll tell you what. If you'd have had a PV Delta Blues 1x15, I'd have taken you up on that offer.
There's actually one here locally on Kijiji for sale.
That amp is rad as fuck. It's always been rad as fuck. Dude, the classic 30s badass. Like, those amps are all...
Really, the Rainbow Machine's right behind the Phase 90. That's up there. The Johnny Highland Phase 90.
Ah.
Mm.
Yeah. So that means the Phase 95 will come off the board. And I'll put the Phase 90 on. Although... I could use both because I do like phase both before and or after.
I was going to say, you have always lived by the mantra of you can never have too much phase. You love phasers.
You can't do well, and you don't know where you want it. You know, like half the time I'm like, I'd rather tame it a little and I want it in front because I want that.
I'm kind of surprised.
I've come to embrace both sounds and they look as two separate pedals.
I'm kind of surprised now that you said that. So you know how on a lot of Wampler's dual drives, he has the ability, the ins and outs separate for each channel, each pedal, so that you could like put it in a switcher or you could change the order of where they're at in regards to other pedals. I'm surprised he or no one else has come out with a phaser that has, rather than just in out, where you can go and, you know, you could run it before and run it after and still have the ability to run down the line.
Oh, damn it. I got to remember, Lawrence, I need him to build me a delay for the board because I need a delay.
You have 2 delays from him.
Yeah, but I need another delay because I need a delay. Like, let's say this is the delay, but I need another in and an out on it because I want, I don't know, like, what would you call it? An effects loop for the repeats? You know, like I want to choose. You know,
I do not know
because I want phase on my repeats. I don't want chorus on my repeats. I want phase on my repeats.
Michael, I do not know if the Delta Blues is the same as a classic 30. I know that the Delta. I was going to say that would explain why I like them both. I know the 30 comes with a 112, and then I know the Blues comes 115 and 210s. So
I need it under this offset
if they're the same. What's that?
I want to go digital delay. I want an offset for the board because
don't you already have an offset?
I do, but it doesn't have the loop, so I can't modulate my repeats.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You want
because I want to put it
with the loop.
Yeah, because I want to use digital so I can have a good 5 or 6 repeats that are crisp. You know, and then dial off the tone so they'll start to decay after 6 repeats. Then throw a phase 90 on that loop, so we'll up and down on every repeat. And that's going to be
I'll tell you
magic.
what, if you had a switcher like mine, you can literally program where it goes before and after. You don't have to move the pedal.
Yeah, but you just said the boo-boo word. You said program.
Oh, well, you and programming's not happening.
I don't. Programming is me laying out my pedal board. That's my program.
The funny thing is they literally set this up to program for morons. Like, there's a big button that's like save. You hit that, and then it all lights up, and it's like on the screen. It's like, you know, select which foot switch, and you're like, this one, done.
Makes me think of that one pedal that Ben got, that Ibanez, or not Ibanez, but Boss Chorus that has all the push buttons in the top for the different settings.
Yeah.
TC Electronic.
The TC Electronic, yeah. It was the like, wood sides, the Juno, I think it's called.
Oh, where the hell's that one? No. The Dimension C?
Oh, they have the
C,
Juno and the Dimension C with the buttons.
Yeah. That's what I said. It's almost like a stomp box for dummies.
Michael Krause, a Rubberneck is a good shout. The ADR 20X though, he would need to get. You got to get the The hell's the second button called? What does Analog Man call his like modulation thing for his delay? It's got another name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you get it, you just get the delay pedal, but then you can get the other thing that lets it modulate, but I can't remember what the hell that thing's called.
I don't know, but I just found another phaser.
The amount of things I'm passing,
we could always
people,
just go with this.
To start charging
Wallstones are cool.
Myself.
Yep.
You are Google.
I forgot I had that. I used to own this, and then I didn't, and now I do again.
Terry, find out what that damn thing's called. The Mizo? Is it the Mizo or the Mazo or some shit like that?
Yeah, it's something like
I
that.
lost that pedal. Wait a minute.
That's the thing that allows you to have modulation on your delay.
But yeah, that small stone that Ben has, that's actually a pedal I got rid of because I didn't like the way it was.
Michael Kraus just said it. A Mizo 1. I knew it was some crazy shit. That thing's awesome though, but that is excellent. But I mean the Rubberneck's fantastic too. There's so many good options out there.
Oh yeah, because I don't have the pedal. Well, I'll grab this one to show. Talk about blast from the 90s. Made by the same company, so I almost picked it up. I guess it would be their take on the Metal Zone, but the Rock Tech. Do you remember these?
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
They had the Rock Tech Metal whatever for $100, and I'm like, oh.
Okay, I have looked everywhere for it. I can't find it because it obviously wasn't that popular to begin with. But I had this knockoff. It was like a Boss clone knockoff. Call it like a DD2, DD3 because I was young. And it was by a company called Jackson, which I'm sure was just some like fucking Asian company. And they were like, what's a white person's name? Jackson.
Yeah.
But I remember I traded, ready for this? My chicken sandwich at lunch for that pedal.
Oh, wow.
And that pedal was awesome.
That's awesome.
$2 chicken sandwich for a pedal. I was like, you must really be hungry.
Here's another thing that I should mention the EQ pedal is going on the board because Unbelievable told me I had to put an EQ pedal on my board. I don't know where it's going. We'll consult Aaron. But this will be featured heavily on the board.
Oh, yeah, that Stinger Fuzz.
Oh, yeah. You did that demo on that, didn't you?
Yeah, because it's a muff with a mid control as well.
Nice.
Hey, Travis. Yes, and lots and lots and lots and lots of snow.
Up there. Yeah.
That going on. Lawrence's hayseed, because a muff into an AC, I like a lot.
Interesting.
I like a lot. Yeah.
Well, that's
I stumbled across that weird combination. I'm sure the saxophone was involved, Aaron. I'm sure it was.
Ben, if you told me it wasn't, I'd be worried.
Well, because just for shits and giggles, for a while there, I had the old one spot with the old daisy chain on it, but most of the daisy chain was empty with a bunch of random patch cables there. So I just walk in here and grabbed like 3 pedals and put them together.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah,
well,
like a fuzz to drive in a modulation, a boost to drive in a modulation. You know, just different things every day. And this with the hayseed, I went, oh, that's different.
Probably that's what Jay Maskus's new setup is fuzz into ACs or into boxes. So
I was gonna say though, they just did his rig rundown. My boy Perry did it with Chris Keys, and he didn't have a Vox for that. He still had the high watt, the Marshall, and the Fender amp.
Yeah, he's always recorded with Voxes on and off, but well,
the
live rig is still the Marshalls and the high watt.
Yeah, he records most of his solos throughout the years on a Telly, which was the whole reason that he decided to come out with the Blue Sparkle.
Oh, which looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, it does. Although it's hard for me to, in my head, and I know it's get with the times, but how hard is it to look at a made in Mexico Fender for like 11 or 1200 when I can remember buying them new for 400?
Dude, Did you hear my big debate last night? The fact I'm at Long and McQuaid for $12.59, you could buy a Slash Epiphone Les Paul or a Joe Bonamassa Epiphone Les Paul for $12.59, or for $12.49 you could buy a Gibson Les Paul Special.
Why would you ever buy the Epiphone then?
I don't know. Now, granted, that one is the special's been marked down because it's been hanging on the rack since I demoed it over 2 years ago. It's still hanging there, and I'm just like, dude, for $12.50, I'm like, if I had $12.50, I'd be walking out the door with that. I guaranteed that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was the other day. I left a question. Ken Haas was on our friend Rick Hollis's Chit Chats with Git Cats, and I play Reverend, I play Chapman. Those are like my two main guitars.
Yeah, there you go. The
And-
J Marcus Telly translate. It's 1700 here.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's crazy.
Craziness. But I was asking him because I was waiting on a Silver Frost Double Agent OG, which I'll finally have an OG back. This will be my fourth Reverend. But I had heard that they're coming back with Rosewood. So I asked Ken, I said, I heard a rumor that they're coming back with Rosewood. Is it true? I mean, not that I care. Pal Pharaoh's fine, but I like the look of Rosewood better.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, they are. So then I went and called my peeps that still work at Guitar Center, and they are pre-order right now. So I will be getting a Double Agent OG with Rosewood.
Nice.
Speaking of Sparkle, have you seen the latest variant of the signature guitar, Aaron?
Of yours? No.
No?
Yeah, it's funny because we were going to show it off one night, and Ben's like, wait a second. What's
Yeah,
this?
we went to the website to show off some pickups, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what? And Tom's like, why didn't you not tell me about this guitar? Apparently Travis released this without my knowledge, but he gets my full stamp of approval. It's the Purple Rain edition.
All right, let me see it. Oh, you did send me a picture of that, but I didn't realize that it was like out in. That looks badass.
Yeah.
I thought you were sending it to me like, what do you think type deal. I didn't think you were saying like, no, the fucker exists.
Yeah, apparently there's already one in the wild for that photograph. Because when I messaged Travis live on air, I'm like, what the deuce? And he goes, oh, you like? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, you get to play it when I move back March 1st.
Wait, you get to play it? You get to play it, or you get to work out a deal where you actually have your signature?
Well, he says I get to play it. He has to come and get it then.
Well done.
It went missing, but I still have my old one. You can have that.
Yeah. Well, I got the old one that needs work. So
I was going to
he's
say,
gonna
I'll give you back the one that I was trying to fix the frets on, and I have no idea how I fuck up the wiring on.
No, I know how, because I tried to replace a pickup. That's how we know. And so he gets to fix that. He wants... The neck is okay, but he wants an attack because every time I post any photo of that, he says that poor fretboard. Because he doesn't like raw fretboards for that exact reason.
But that's the whole reason that you would get a raw maple fretboard, so it can dirty the fuck up.
Right. And he hates that. He's like, that poor fretboard. That's his comment every time. That poor fretboard.
So what's he gonna do? Put a new neck on it?
No. I'm thinking, you know what? I might be over the whole stainless steel fret thing. I might get him to refret.
I've told you before. I am so not picky when it comes to frets. Like I have 6105s, I have stainless steel.
The guitar is a touch bright, and I'd like to pull back some of that brightness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see how much of a difference that makes. I mean, I'm sure it'll make some difference, but I don't think it's going to be like going from a 10 to an 8. I don't think it'll be. No,
I'm looking for it just to take it to a 9.5.
Oh well, that I can see.
Like because if I wanted to pull it back further, I'd go with a rosewood fretboard too. But actually, I don't know if Travis does rosewood because he likes to use only Canadian. Oh no, he uses Hunter and mahogany. Never mind, he'll use rosewood.
I thought you were going to say
Brad does use the tone control.
He doesn't use Canadian. He won't.
I
use
do, Brad.
Canadian
Believe
rosewood,
me,
or
I
there's
have.
no Canadian rosewood.
I see all the things that Terry has been sending them, but since I'm on my phone, they keep popping up at the top like Terry.
And also, John DeShane mentions, fret material doesn't matter, fret size does. Yes, I want them to be even smaller frets. I'm going to take over my wolf getting
This
special.
is the problem. I know Ben in real life, people. He doesn't want frets, okay? He wants a silver fucking Sharpie line on his. He played. I'll give him this.
Fretless fingerboard,
dude. He played this glorious old fucking telly. Was it like what year was that telly?
That was a 57.
A 57, and the neck felt incredible. But I literally was like bending down, going, "Why isn't the note changing? Like, what is going on?" And Ben's over here making it sing, and I'm like, "That makes no sense. Like, there's no frets on this thing."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I love this thing," and I'm like, "Dude, that needs to be refretted instantly. And he's like, no, this is exactly how I want my guitars. And I'm like,
They're just
so
played
you're
in.
saying, I'm like, so you're saying you want your guitars with no frets?
Yep.
Chris apparently
It's a
is
slight
now
speed bump. That's all I
figuring
need,
out
Aaron.
the
Just
slight
you know,
price
anything more than a
increase on
slight
stuff.
speed bump just slows me down too much. I don't want those big, you know, soccer mom speed bumps. You know,
The only thing I'm waiting to hear next is that you went full on like BB Gibbons and you're like, you know, sevens and you're like, why was I working so hard? I took the frets out and I'm rocking sevens. Look at me go.
well, see, that's part of it. Is
Then-
using such light strings. I gotta use small frets because you're just bending it out of tune otherwise.
I never asked you what pick do you use, because obviously we pick up and play whatever the hell is there. But what pick do you like prefer?
When I was playing strictly rhythm, I was always using a 1 mil.
Okay,
Now I don't know, like those premier guitar picks, you know, whatever they are, or these.
I think those are mediums, so 6/8,
these are like-
7/3s, something like that.
They're thicker than a 73. I don't know, like in the 80-ish range.
You think they're an 88?
I don't know. And then I got like this Macmol one. I like that's more of a medium, I think. No. Yeah.
Because I normally play like
yeah, they
I
don't
play,
bend very much.
I play like the Fender
I
medium.
don't care anymore. Actually, I was using what the hell, wherever this motherfucker was,
Oh wow!
and I was still
Bonkers.
playing just as well with this. And I was like, oh wow, because now I'm like, I got triple the pick.
I like the Fender medium Tortuga, like the fake Tortuga shell, because they are as durable as a heavy, but they're not as thick. And then I love the blue. What the hell do they call those things now? They're blue Dunlop, and they've got like the writing in a circle in the middle. You know.
I got to
figure out
figure out. I got to sit
those
down with
things roll.
Dunlops. I have the actual spec on them, or actually put batteries in my micrometer to figure out, because people have asked me to like do picks with logos on them, but I want them to be actually a pick density or thickness that I like. So
I'll tell
I
you
don't
what, Quentin's
And
picks.
JJ told me to get that out of my head. Forget about picks. Forget about necks.
Quentin's picks are nice. They're really nice.
They are.
You know what he's going to have to do, though, now, Quentin? He's going to have to take the backside of Brendan Butt Cheeks' picks and put them on his own picks now.
Yeah, just liberate it.
He should literally have one side that says Quentin fucking James, and then when you flip it over, instead of Godzilla, it's his ass, and it says, "Oh dear Lord."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although I started using, he said it enough that I was like, all right, it's a catchphrase. It's officially in motion. I started using that's why I carry a firearm. I'm waiting for him to bust out the Quentin fucking James. That's why I carry a firearm shirt or pick. I love that. Fucking Pops. Love that guy.
Yeah. Nice. Well, we should probably wrap things up in a few minutes here, folks. We've gone way over time, but that's okay. I told Dad we were going to go a bit longer. In the back,
And it's 20 to 9, and I got to put the kids to bed at 9, so that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll go another 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
I'll
There's
probably,
the root beer
I'll
just
probably bounce in 5 so that I can get them to bed by 9.
There we go. That works.
You guys can, finish off, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I'll ramble. Like, come on. We know how it is. I'll ramble trying to end the show for 15 minutes.
this is true. I've been there.
Yep. Yeah,
Is it-
yeah.
I got a
Both
Fender-
recorded videos and live.
I got a Fender medium right there.
Nice. All right, see you, Chris. Brave the snowdrifts. Don't lose the dog. All right, no problem, T. Ricky. Glad you enjoyed it.
Chris
awesome.
was saying you just also seen the price increase on the classic vibe stuff. That's what I said, like across the
There's
board
something else
between
I was going to
everything.
discuss. Finally got my hands on one of the Squire Esquires.
Okay.
Yeah.
That thing had to weigh 26 pounds. It was ungodly heavy. Like it was heavier than Les Paul's. I was like, dear Lord,
Well-
like I went and I grabbed a Players series side by side, and if Mayhem's still in here, I'm like, here, hold these. He's like, holy crap.
Well,
Which makes me wonder,
if
is
you
it
were,
roaded for a neck pickup?
I think they're cutting those trees down so goddamn quickly and putting those guitars together so fast that it's like that wood hasn't dried at all. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the wood got cut down on Wednesday and the guitars in the shop on Thursday.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that could
Well,
be true,
and
yeah.
like I was thinking was traditionally an Esquire should have the route done for a neck pickup, right? Because that was
Historically,
the
yeah.
available upgrade. But
Yep.
this thing was so heavy, I'm thinking, did they even route that? Because it doesn't feel like it. Because they could have cheaped it out and just not done the route.
I was gonna say on a Squire, I doubt they'd take the time and
But
effort to do the extra
pretty
pickup.
much all tellies for the last number of years are always routed for a humbucker in the neck, regardless of guitar. They do that with all of them because
Even on the Squires.
all Squires,
I
all
was
Fenders.
just thinking about that now when Robert Baker gave away an Esquire last year, and he has that 57. He even said that the Squire Esquire was heavier than his 57.
Oh, no doubt.
Her 57's been fucking drying out for 70 years.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, I know all the made in Mexico strats, like if they're 3 single coils, it's routed for a humbucker in the bridge, which is one of the nice things about the made in Mexico's. So then it's like, well, if you want a humbucker, it's already routed.
Yeah.
But I didn't
Cool.
know that Squire.
Before I forget, because we still got 50 people watching, tomorrow night, Canucks with Cousin Doug and myself. This Thursday, Guitar Town Hall with David Nesdall and myself. Just the two of us this week. However, pretty big
DC
guest
Rich-
next week. Just
DC
saying,
Rich
Harry.
is routed.
I can't say who the guest is as of right now. I'll let Dave do that. Maybe. I don't know. But next week, we have a big fucking guest. And the week after that, we have another big fucking guest.
So 2 Nesdahl big fucking guests.
Yeah. The second one's also a friend who you said hello to drunkenly during a NAMM weekend.
That means nothing to me. I said a lot of things to a lot of people. I'm still apologizing to Jason McNamara.
It was the same night, Aaron. It was the same night after I went live. We were sitting at a crosswalk. JJ went, "Hey, it's," and then they walked up and he went, "Hey, Ben," and then he said hi to everybody on the live stream, and you're like, "Hey," and then you probably passed it.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Wasn't Larry Mitchell, was it?
I can't say that, but might have been.
Okay. We went and saw him after that. That's why I was like, wait, did I talk to him?
No, we
before I
never.
actually-
We saw him at Summer NAMM. We didn't actually see him perform or go to see him perform at Winter NAMM. We just saw him randomly at the crosswalk. He was walking over
I
to the
was
hotel.
just going to say,
I do
think
not
that was.
remember seeing
I
him in
think that
California.
was when Aaron was passed out in the back of a vehicle, which is
Oh,
why he
right, yeah,
probably
you might have
doesn't
already
remember
passed
that
out.
Well.
Yeah.
Like literally, yeah, because we're at the stoplight. He's walking across the crosswalk. JJ put his window down. He's like, "Hey, Larry Mitchell," and Larry just kind of did one of these highs. I was going across. I put the window down. I went, "Larry." He's like, "Oh, hey, Ben," and then he's
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
no, I can
hey,
tell
you."
you right now, I saw no Larry Mitchell in California.
Yeah, complete walk by Larry Mitchell.
Yeah, you were pretty out of it that.
Well, I was patient fucking zero, and let's
Yeah,
get something straight. By
exactly.
6:15 every night, I would think
Hashtag
I was
patient zero.
fucking hallucinating.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've never been that sick in my life.
Yeah, I met Paul Gilbert 2 days after that. Unbelievable.
Wait,
We
met
met
Paul
Aaron and
Gilbert?
Aaron shortly afterwards. You're like, "Where were you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just met." Paul
Oh, I
Gilbert.
do remember this. I was going to say you met Paul Gilbert. I didn't meet Paul Gilbert.
Yeah. He's tall.
He is. Well, I remember Ola. Okay, when I met Ola, that was funny because like everyone was around the Solar booth, and I was on my way to talk to Nick Greer and all my pedal buddies, and I was trying to get through, and he said something like, "Let this guy get through. He's trying to get away from Solar Guitars," and you know most people would be like, "Oh my God, no!" And I just turned and I was like, "Thanks," and I like went through, and I'm like, "I don't give a shit about the guitars. I'm trying to go see my friends." So then the next time I saw him, he just kind of like laughed, and I laughed, and I was like, "He's tall too, though."
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
My
I'm
only
6'2".
Ola,
I'm
yeah, my only
6'2".
Ola story. I met him with JJ once or twice, and I remember one time we were walking back inside and it was all crowded, and I just went, "Make way for Ola!" And he looked around like, "Who would?" And he looked at me, and I just smiled, and he just gave me a look like, "Really, dude?" And I'm like, "Yep, I just did that."
Well,
That
like
would
I,
have been
like I said,
hilarious.
I'm 6'2", and the only people that I can remember like when I met him being like, "Fuck, you're freakishly tall." Like Josh Scott was freakishly tall.
Yep.
Ola was like probably 2 or 3 inches taller than I am.
I knew
Maybe
he was because he's a fucking Viking, so it makes
But
sense.
he's skinny, which I think makes him look taller, kind of like me. Like people think I'm taller than I am. I'm exactly 6'2", like
Nice.
right at 6'2".
I know everyone thinks I'm taller than I am.
Yeah. Nope. But I think it's because we're skinny. Yep. But
Reno Mike is tall.
Greg Koch and Ken Haas, when I met them the first time in Summer NAMM 19, I was like, I knew that Greg was tall, but that was the first time I had met Ken, and I was like, he's almost as tall as fucking Greg is. He's like an inch shorter than Greg.
He's big. Yeah. And China Mike. I thought China Mike was short. I thought he was shorter than me, and he's 2 inches taller than me.
I was going to say, he's like directly between you and me. It's like, I think what are you, 5'10"?
No, I'm 6 foot.
Okay, you're 6 foot. He's the same height I am.
Yeah, I was just like, you're big. He's a big gent.
So he's probably 6'2", just like me.
I'm shorter, dude. Like, he's a big guy. I was like, oh.
Carl's probably about the same height as I am. Mike Bradley's about the same height I am. I'm trying to think. Stefan was a little... no, he's not super short. He's probably like 5'10". From the pedal zone, I introduced you to him. I think he's probably about 5'10". My boy Cece is probably about 5'10" from Haunted Labs. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting when you see most of the people online and then you see him in real life and all of a sudden you're like, that is not what I expected. Like Henning is shorter than I thought he would be.
Well, I remember...
That's funny.
We met somebody, and I can't... Hey, Splon. I can't remember who it was we met at Summer NAMM. It could be somebody that dropped his last name from his YouTube handle after we called him by nothing but his last name for several days during Summer NAMM. But
I know who it is.
Yeah. Where was I going with that?
You're talking about the anorexic. You're talking about the anorexic Willem Dafoe.
I'm not saying. But, yes, but where was I going with this?
Put that image together, you'll get there.
Yeah, where was I going with this? I lost my train of thought.
He didn't look like you thought he would? Is that because when you saw him...
Or taller than
they were? No, yeah, he thought I was shorter. And then you were there and you're like, you've seen him play a Les Paul. The thing looks tiny on him.
Well, Hack was tiny. I didn't realize Hack could fit in my pocket. Super nice guy, but if he ever wants to hang out in Chicago, I mean, I only have to pay for one airline ticket. I'll fly up, bring him back.
Yeah, Extreme Brian. Hey, buddy, he's 5'10". Yeah, he was hanging out there with us.
So what you're saying, Aaron, is there's no temptation to say, "Hey, Hack, how you doing?"
No.
It's just I just remember there's a photo of Extreme Brian, Hack, and me from Cosmo, and Brian's in the middle, and boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a hilarious photo.
Caleb was taller than I thought he would be.
He's 6'4".
I was gonna say he's taller than I am, and I thought he was about my height, and he's taller than I am. Yeah, I mean,
he makes a Wolfgang look like a micro guitar.
I tell you what, he also runs around that damn neck like it's not even plugged in. I can't believe it.
Yeah, you think it was fretless?
I mean, he's. What are you laughing?
Children on lap fly free.
Wait, what are we laughing at?
That's why I was laughing.
Okay, and Zach can honestly laugh because he was at Cosmo with us. He was there too. So.
Now what would have been an awesome photo, now thinking about it, is if Koch would have been there.
Oh my god.
Then you could have did Koch, Brian.
No, the craziest is the photo of me and Josh Scott, and Josh Scott's bending over to be in frame. Like, it looks like I'm seated, and I'm like, I'm standing next to him.
Rhett's about my height. I think he's 6'3". Rhett and I are about the same.
Andy wears heels.
Height. I was going to say his boots give him the extra lift on me. But yeah, we're very similar body types too. We're all legs. Like Rhett and I, it's funny because our waists start way the hell up here.
Yeah,
and our legs are like fucking Jack Skellington over here. It's like, what the hell?
The amount of times I had to say to Aaron at Summer NAMM, slow down.
Yeah.
I'm not all legs, and my legs don't work that well. Hey, Buzz.
Yeah.
One
One of my favorite things was, I can't remember, maybe it was Steve from Boston, but somebody was complaining about not being able to find a spot to sit down. And you were like, what are you talking about? I find seats everywhere. And I go, well, that's because you can't find them because you're always sitting in them. And you're like, snooze, you lose.
Hey, Michael B.
Yeah.
Oh, and plus I make a lot of like seats that aren't seats. Like, oh, that's a free amplifier.
Yeah.
I'll sit on.
You want to see?
Why are you sitting on our new flagship model? I'm like, because it's there.
I'll tell you. You want to see something funny though? Ask Ben to go outside to vape on a balcony. He's like up against the wall of the building, even though it's like, say there's like fucking 8 feet of walkway before a like 5 foot tall railing. Nope. He's like up, like, oh my God, I'm falling. I'm going to fall into the earth. And it's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, I'm fine. Just leave me here. Just leave me here. And there were times where I knew he wanted to keep vaping, but he was already in his own head. Like, I'm out here. The ledge is right there. Fuck it. I'll vape later. And he just goes in and you're like, well, why did we walk out here? Yeah.
That's all right. Ben doesn't have to be embarrassed by that because I'd be the same way.
Well,
really?
I'm afraid of height and have a poor sense of balance. It's not and then you add in the lack of sobriety.
Well, the lack of sobriety definitely plays.
You know,
That
there's
definitely
3 strikes right there, Aaron.
I'll tell you right now that one of the things that Ben on his fucking tombstone ought to have, bar sniffer. Because when I go to events with him, it's like you can see like these long lines and everybody getting a drink, and this is like the known. Everyone knows that you can get beer here. And then all of a sudden, you'll see fucking Ben walking by with 2 beers, and you're like, you stood in that line? He's like, what line? And it's like, well, where did you? And he's like, follow me. And he like takes you like through a tunnel, down a fucking flight of stairs, by the janitor's office, and there's another bar with nobody there. And you're like, what the fuck? And he's like, don't tell anyone about this. I've been coming here for 3 days. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, wasn't that like Steve from Boston at like that Gibson party where it was like, what the hell? There's like meat here? Like friggin' prime rib?
He was like,
and like Steve is like, yeah, it's right over there. It's
now,
like,
everybody else is walking around with a drink, and Steve's got a full fucking plate. And he's like, "What's up, fellas?" I'm like, damn.
CGS tells this story. CGS tells this story. When he had first met us was at the Gibson party the night before summer night or winter night.
Across the room at me, and I don't hear him.
And I'm yelling for him, and all of a sudden he comes over, and I just turn around and I hand him 2 double whiskey sours, and I go, "These are for you." And I hand, I think, 2 to Carl, and I'm like, "These are for you." And then I grab 2 more, and I go, "These are for me." And we're just, for the whole night, it was 2 double pounding those. And he's like, I just met this guy, and he hands me 2 drinks, and from there on out, we were best friends. And he's like, yeah.
Brian was there. Extreme Brian was there.
I did not eat. That was dangerous.
Because I had briefly told the story last night. Because remember, we checked in for NAMM, and then we hear about the Gibson party. Because remember, Sean was like, "Oh yeah, there's a Gibson party." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, fellas, I can't get you in." I'm like, "Fuck this, I'll be back." I get like with the bar, right? Like, I'm like, all I said was, "Fuck that, I'll be back," and I came back with 6 passes. And
but Sean got us in. Remember, we walked.
No,
up to
he
the
didn't.
Thing and...
It was me that got us in. Because Sean said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I only have my pass," and I went, "Nope, this ain't happening." Because you know me. When I remember,
I was talking to him, and he said, "Well, that does make sense." Although I was already in at that point. He said, "Come here," and I went under the rope and was talking to him, and then you walked over and handed me a pass. So I just assumed the pass was him.
No,
I mean, I was already
the
under the red velvet rope and in there talking to him. But
Brian got his pass from Eljon.
Yeah,
and I got us passes, and I was like, done, and then I was like.
Do you remember
word off because I was feeling under the weather from the flight in the previous day. I started drinking screwdrivers.
I remember
to keep
that.
my health up.
Do you remember my drunken conversation with JC?
Yes. Do you remember a drunken Murray Spender walking up to me like we've known each other for years? Where's Rhett Shull? I'm like, oh, nice to meet you too.
And that's when I was
that would have been hilarious.
And then I was like, he's in the acoustic room. And she just walked away. I was like, okay. No, but I remember I saw JC and I started talking to him, and next thing you know, he's supposed to go to like some meeting, and me and him are just fucking yakking it up, and he's totally different than like the on camera guy in person. Like he's actually
Yeah, but did you call Richie Faulkner John 5?
No, I did
with
not.
An air shot?
No, did you? Nice. No, I did tell JC though. I was so drunk and I was like, "Nice pants." Let me guess, Levi's.
Did
he
you shoulder check?
And he was like, "That's good." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm drunk and I'm from Chicago, and I know you worked for Levi's."
That would have been awesome.
Did you shoulder check Uncle Rick Nielsen?
No, I definitely didn't do that. I know Rick Nielsen. Okay, here's a fun story for you. I dated a girl who, her dad, unbelievable bass player, and he used to own Conquest Cables, which was like guitar cables, speaker cables, and he is like best friends with Rick Nielsen. He has a picture of Rick remember Rick used to have the key in his goatee?
Yeah.
Rick like came over, I guess, like right after he cut that off, and the mom was telling me that whole story. So I dated her for a while. Kind of wish I'd have stuck with that one, but you live, you learn.
Yeah, I apologized. He kind of looked at it because one of those, I just turned and boom, like first step right into him, and so that happened.
Did he say, "Mommy's all right, Daddy's all right"?
But yeah, that was a fun fucking
Ricky's
party.
all right.
That was a fun fucking party. I remember that. Yeah, that was cool.
You're just further proving why I'm gonna make sure your happy ass goes in June. Oh, Mayhem, if you're still here, I need you to drive Ben to the airport in June. I'll give you a case of beer. Thank you. And with that, it is officially.
I was going to say, you better go get the kids to bed, and we'll wrap things up.
Terry, good seeing you. Everyone in the chat.
Yeah, nice seeing you again, Aaron.
Love you,
brother.
Guys.
We'll
Have
talk
a good
soon.
one. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye.
Aaron, folks. Yeah, that party. that was a good fucking time. Like, sure, it takes 12 to 14 hours to get there, Terry, between flights and changes, and you got to show up a day and a half early for your flight for, whatever, and you do all that bullshit, and then the next night you're hanging out at the Gibson party with rock stars.
Like I said, that would totally blow me away. Someone as pretty and as talented as Mary Spender is, and she comes up to you drunk saying,
I assume she was drunk. I assume she was drunk because she was just rather adamant. She's like, "Do you know where Red is?" And I'm like you would say, like I would say that to you, Terry. Like to someone like you've known for years. And I'm just like, no, because I thought, how am I going to play this? And I just thought, well, I added some humor to it. I'm like, no. And then Aaron was right there talking to somebody else. He's like, yeah, he's in the acoustic room. She's like, okay. And then we were like, yeah, nice to meet you too, Mary. And then, funny enough, China Mike ran into her. I was hanging with China Mike a couple days later. He ran into her, and he introduced her, and she's like, clearly had no recollection. I'm like, we've met before. She's like, we have? It's like, yeah, 2 nights ago at the Gibson party. And she's just like, oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Scott asked, do I know Kevin Hughes? Kevin Hughes.
That name sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar, but I don't think so. Well, we've gone 2 hours tonight, somehow, some way. There we go. Bonus content. For a bonus content week, we've got a soda pop tasting coming out. What was the other video? Dang it. Go over to YouTube Studio, click on content. Oh, right, the unboxing. That's right. The unboxing may or may not be out tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. If it is, it won't be out at the usual time. It'll be out later in the unless I get ambitious early in the morning. Though that's been known to happen. I'm just going to say, Terry, the other day, I shot 2 videos and had my post video while uploading shower, second cup of coffee poured, chillaxing as it hit 10 a.m. And that, me? Really? 10 a.m.? Yeah, usually I'm just getting up.
Yeah,
What
you're
flavor?
right. You usually
Should we
are
give
just
the
getting
tease?
up around 10.
I Rock Zed Blues. He asks the flavor of the pop. Should we give the tease as to the flavor? As you get
Sure,
the
why not?
little cosmonaut there.
Yeah.
Cosmonaut. Oh, excuse me. Seems like I've been drinking already.
Bot.
The flavor is banana. A banana flavored soda pop. Oh, well, I did it, Chris.
Ooh. Banana. Wow,
Yep.
I'm trying to remember who did that.
I'm not going to say anything more.
You'll
And,
definitely have me watching for sure when it comes out.
Yeah. So,
Because I don't ever remember there being a banana flavored pop.
well, apparently there is, because I had it.
I'd like that.
Oh.
I like bananas, so if it
Yeah, maybe I'll
tasted
tell
any
you,
good.
as co-host, maybe I can tell you off air. iRock says Fanta. Nope. Can't get it in Canada. Well, not legitimately. I may come across it at some point at that store I found the berry Fanta at, because that wasn't supposed to be here either. So, anywho's, on that note, any parting words, Terry, on this week of weeks? What is it? The 17th already? Dang. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get ambitious, do an extra
Like
video
it.
for the members and the patrons this week. There we go. Nope, not a pop shop.
Nope.
Pop shop demo next.
Yeah, you just need a tour of the pop shop.
Oh, I just gotta stop rambling and let you talk. Because literally, you take a breath, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. You take a breath, blah, blah. Keep your Velcro side down. Oh, I like that. Let's keep the rubber side down by House 20. I'm like, yeah, keep your Velcro side down. Haha. Words of advice. Keep the Velcro side down. Yeah. All right.
Parting words. Hope everyone is safe and well and stays warm as the cold front is moving through the various parts of the North America.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a reminder, even though it is freely your choice to do, get your shots. Just saying, my arm's sore, but hey, I'd rather take that risk of staying alive.
Yeah, speaking of which, with all the snow Armageddon going on around the North American continent, if you're doing snow removal, pace yourself. You don't want a heart attack sneaking up on you. So just take it easy. I recommend spacing them out with cold snacks, your intervals, or hot snacks, actually. I was doing that today. I was just having small cups of coffee in between. I was going out every half hour, 45 minutes for like 15 minutes. And so, yeah, I'd have just a half a cup. So on that note, yes, I'm Ben. He's Terry. And we'll be back. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, rant. No, don't rant. It's not just rant. Usually the rants are not positive and they get deleted. Although if it's a funny rant, I might leave her up. I will say that. So on that note, again, that's Terry. I'm Ben. Knew the show was going to end some time ago. We talked about it. Did you get the buttons ready? No. Got the buttons ready now. Hold those doors open. Let that lady in ahead of you traffic. Do good things, and good things will happen to you. Why? Clearly, Doug's wife is real, because Doug's wife cleared my driveway today. I don't know how it happened. Started snowing again, but at least I don't have to shovel knee-deep snow. So we'll see. I'll take a look. Maybe I'll check it out after this. Probably not. So, cheers, rock on, be good to each other, and yeah, don't litter.
See you, Marcus.